The last of the winter garden. Gonna have to hand pull the weeds from these onions. These cabbages still got some life left in them. Come over here, take a look at my beets. Well, the beets didn't do too well, but the radishes did. Nice little crop of radishes there. See if you can see some of them. Starting to bulb up pretty good. Might throw me another planting of those down. My girls ain't liking it. My potatoes, I only planted one row. They're looking nice. But I've got to get the rest of this tilled under. These winter grasses out the way. I know a lot of people have already planted, but most of you guys are in the Gulf Coast area. So I'm in your growing zone, but a little bit further north. And there's not a whole lot of yard grass left out there. Most of that's just winter stuff. One more good till on that. Yeah, the girls aren't happy. I've put up the paddock separation fence, and they can't get to where they get out. So they're stuck. And this little pile of mess, poor old Patty, she ended up a dark stain on the ground up under this pecan tree. That's all that's left of her. These guys got the first taste of Patty. They got everything eat down except for the trotters, and they're working on them. But they're giving me eggs, and they're growing up, and it's getting about time to go through them and pick out the roosters and let them join Patty in freezer camp. But there's a few nice hens. They'll be spared, because my only egg layers are some little English bantams. But I got these as a meat bird mix from Myers Hatchery. So I got those red ones that I'm not sure of. These guys that I'm not sure of. There's one of them up close. I've got some black ones that I'm pretty sure are Jersey Giants, but I'm not positive. So I know there's probably Well Summer, Jersey Giant, and probably New Hampshire Reds. But anyway, it's chilly out here. That's a quick update on what's going on. I'm way behind. Small addition. I forgot to mention why Patty wound up being butchered when she did. Patty learned how to swim around the fence that terminated inside the pond. and we haven't had rain in so long that it was enough that she could actually swim around with her feet on the bottom, so she felt comfortable going around. So she was visiting the neighbors down the road over a mile away, and then the next day she visited the neighbors in the other direction and tore up their garden, which was basically my garden by default because it was my tools and my seed they used to make the garden. And she chased after his wife, which I'm sure she wasn't doing it in a mean way, like she was going to attack. But hey, you two over there, y'all, I can't get you on camera. Y'all hush. You two, hush. Now I'm trying to talk. Easy Boy and Cell Kitty had a disagreement about who's going to sit where. But I was saying about the pig, I don't think she was doing it in a malicious way at all. She was probably just, hey, I'm here. It's time for me to eat. Because I had been planning on butchering her, and she still had a lot of the weight from the chicken house where they fed her nothing but the rotten eggs and dead chickens and stuff. And I was just starting to feed her corn, ground corn, to fatten her back up. But she's going up and down the highway, 400 pounds, and a car hits it, my responsibility, and I would hate for someone to get hurt hitting that animal at 55, 60 miles an hour, because that would be actually doing me a favor to drive by my house that fast. They're usually about 70, 75. So she had to go. So that's why Patty's no longer with us. And I knew a lot of you guys would ask about that. But the other three girls, the goats, they're all doing fine. I got two that should be set to kid toward the middle of April, end of April, somewhere in there, hopefully. They look like they're going to. My goats never get fat like everybody else's. It's really hard to tell, but that's just my luck. I've got those goats that don't show when they're pregnant. But anyway, that's what happened to Patty. I split her between me and the little church down the road, and my half was about 175 pounds after we got through cleaning her. And they got about 150 to 175 pounds. They got a little bit less than me because, hey, I'm the one that fed her, and I'm giving this to you. Beggars can't be choosers, so don't ask for no more than what you're giving. And I was more than generous with giving them that much. I could have put the whole thing in my freezer and still have plenty of room, but I'm not greedy, and like I said, if you've got and you don't need it, give to those who do, and they needed it. They're not a wealthy church by any means. You know, if they've got 7 people there on Sunday, they've done a great thing. So I felt that it was better to donate to them than it was to donate to just anybody else, because I knew them. You know, those folks actually need the food. That's why I let them use my tools and my seed for a garden. They actually need it. You know. But anyway, just thought I would add that into the video to let you know why Patty's not here anymore. I didn't want anyone to get hurt, and I wasn't going to take a chance on being sued by someone. But that's the story of Patty and how she wound up in freezer camp. I'm way behind because I had some oral surgery last week. It didn't go too well. I decided that I would use a local dental center that specializes in what I have to do to replace a few teeth that got busted out in the accident that hurt my back about 3 years ago, which, as a matter of fact, Facebook reminded me of that today. Thank you, Facebook. Memories that I didn't really want to have to deal with, but oh well. Anyway, the guy doing it locally, me with a blindfold on, him talking about other patients and their procedures and when they would get to them, as soon as he got through with what he was doing with me, or halfway through what he was doing with me, let me rephrase that. And I'm thinking, all right, this is not what I need to be hearing. You're talking about and thinking about another patient while you're working on me. Not a good sign. Used a whole day's worth of Novocaine, and by law he could give me no more, and he didn't even get halfway through with one half of the job that was to be done that day. So basically he got a quarter of the way through, and I have to go see an oral surgeon that sedates. And if he'd have told me they didn't do sedation dentistry there to begin with, I never would have bothered with him, because he didn't even read the chart. Whenever I filled out the paperwork, I put down that morphine does not work on me, doesn't work on my dad. I come from a long line of people with very high metabolisms, so stuff like that does not work on us. They gave me morphine when I broke my back, and I'm like, are you going to give me the morphine? You said you were going to give it to me. We did, Mr. Brunson. I'm sorry, you did. Then how come I'm still hurting like hell, and I didn't feel anything but the needle prick in my arm where you said you were going to give me some? Well, yeah, we've already given you one dose. We can give you one more. Please do. They gave me another one. This is all in the space of 5 minutes. Nothing. I'm like, okay, this ain't working. Well, in 10 more minutes we can give you something different. Okay, I'm timing you now. I've got my phone out and I'm looking at it. In 10 minutes you better be back here. They gave me Dilaudid. That worked. Oh my God. I didn't know who I was, where I was, but all I knew was I wasn't in pain and I was happy. Woo! I don't want no more of that stuff. But anyway, that set me back last week. I had the weather cooled off. There wasn't anything I could do outside because I was taking antibiotics. I had sutures all in my mouth, and I wound up taking those out myself because I wasn't going back to that quack-ass doctor. So anybody that's in the Savannah, Georgia area, do not use Garden City Dental Center. I was not pleased at all. And the room they took me in to do the procedure did not look like the rooms that I was in before, where they did the impressions, checked my teeth, did the x-rays and all that. Was nowhere near as clean. I should have got my ass up and walked out right then. Needless to say, when I pick out my next oral surgeon starting this week, I'm shopping for him in the next county over. Instead of 100 miles away, I'm going to be going on a tour of the facility before I even make the appointment. I'm not even scheduling it because they all want their money before you walk through the door, because people have a habit of forgetting their checkbook and their wallet and stuff after the procedure's done. And I'm not going to cheat anybody anyway, and I don't blame them, but you're going to answer the questions I have written down on a piece of paper, and you're going to show me your facilities before I even agree to make an appointment. Sorry, I'm not going through this BS again because it hurt like hell. And I had to take my own pain medication for my back because they wanted me to leave there with none. Well, you can use yours. No, I'm not using my pain medication for my back for this. This is completely different. You're going to prescribe something. And they did. Overglorified Tylenol. Prescription strength ibuprofen, basically. Very bad experience, and I'm not looking forward to this. But it's got to be done. But hopefully in this next week I'll be able to do a better video, show you a nice cleaner garden. You got to see, because I'm not going to show you just the good. You got to see the bad. That's the winter garden, what's left of it. And I've only got a few things left, and the onions aren't ready yet, so I'll have to weed most of that by hand and get those out. And they need another dose of fertilizer because they're probably hungry. It's been about a month since I put any fertilizer to them. Anyway, guys, I'm standing out here on the back porch. Hey, there's the imprint of the hornet's nest right there that was half that size when I moved in last February, and they haven't come back yet. I was leaving it up to see if they'd come back to it. I guess maybe they went somewhere else. But if they come back to it, I'm planning on getting bees this year or next year, so I guess I'll let it stay till I get bees. Once I get bees, it's got to go because they'll just eat my bees. Anyway, guys, it's cold out here. I'm going inside to upload this video. I don't do much on the editing side. You guys probably know that because I'm one of those people that this is who I am. Yeah, I hear the little mouse scurrying over there, so cats get to stay inside tonight. They can patrol the ground while the rat trap patrols the air. Boy, listen to him go. I don't know if you guys can hear him or not, but he's just clattering around up there in that space in the wall. Anyway, guys, thanks for being patient. Thanks for watching my videos. I know I'm still a small channel. Been here since the last week of November, and I'm up to 145 subscribers, and I thank all of you guys very much for it. And as always, this is Morgan with Agape Farms. Remember, I love you. God loves you. And on Sundays, there's no better place to be than the church of your choice. Like I was today, I was at the church of my choice instead of the one down the road where I've been helping out trying to get them established with their limited liability corporation and not having the church snatched out from under them from the guy who's already basically renting the place. So we've gotten all that straightened out, and my time there is limited now because it's all done. And I went to the church of my choice, and I gave thanks to the Lord for all the blessings He's given me that I didn't deserve, just like we all should. Guys, be good to one another. Whatever you have that's extra, donate to someone in need. And thank you, and we'll see you again, hopefully a whole lot more often than what I have been in the last couple weeks. And this is Morgan with Agape Farm, and Cell Kitty just came out the back door trying to photobomb me, but hey, the camera's in the air. Sorry, Cell Kitty, you're off camera this time. You guys have a great week to come if I don't see you before the end of it. Thank you.